The Insurgent. A car that was released alongside the Heist DLC back in 2015, alongside with the release of the next-gen versions of Grand Theft Auto 5. Hello, and welcome to a very unique series that I would like to introduce to the GTA community. Those who have been playing GTA Online for the past few years will have, without a doubt, tried and tested a few of the vehicles out, the cars, the bikes, planes, etc., and will have no doubt found a particular vehicle that they tend to favour, whether they like the visuals of the vehicle, favour the handling of it over anything else in the same class, or just plain and simply find it the most useful out of pretty much anything else they use in the game. In my case, the vehicle that you'll most often find me inside when out and about in GTA Online is the Insurgent. Well, more specifically the Insurgent series of armoured personnel carriers, but the Insurgent nonetheless. I've spent 2,000 hours of playtime in GTA 5, and throughout the entirety of that, I can safely say that I've spent at least 100 of those hours driving or being inside the Insurgent series of APCs. But why? Well, one reason is that it's a flagship vehicle of my YouTube channel, but also because the vehicle has come in very handy in a large variety of different situations, while also looking very stylish during the intense battles and shootouts that the vehicle finds itself in. So for this video we're going to be taking a very close look at the Insurgent, and taking a look at everything it has to offer. All complemented from facts and info from a guy who's been driving this thing around longer than everyone else. Probably. Just as a disclaimer, this isn't going to be a mainline review for the Insurgent series of APCs, this is more of an expert's analysis of the vehicle. So information like pricing, what it can be equipped with, and all the other generic information that you would normally find in a review will be pretty much left out in this case, as this is mainly going to focus on the stuff that you would only really be able to find out after gaining a lot of experience with said vehicle. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's continue. Performance-wise, the standard civilian Insurgent, due to its ability to be customizable and its engine upgradable, can reach 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 4¼ seconds, which is only slightly slower than the 0 to 60 of the Insurgent Pickup Custom, which can reach it in 4 seconds flat. However, as previously mentioned, due to the Pegasus nature of the standard pickup variant, it has a 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds. Top speed wise, given enough time and distance to travel, all of them can reach a top speed of about 99.5 miles an hour without utilising any weird curb boosting or glitches, except for the standard pickup, which is able to reach a top speed of about 94 miles an hour. Though reaching those said top speeds requires the use of a very long flat runway like LSIA to get the power down, so reaching those top speeds won't be really anything you'll see during normal use. The Insurgents, while able to be hooked by a cargo bob, cannot be lifted due to their immense weight. Handling wise, due to it being an off-roader, the Insurgent, despite being a vehicle so heavy that it cannot be lifted by a cargo bob, under the control of an expert driver, it can climb up the back face of Chiliad with only minor troubles. It's almost as good as the horses in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. One bad thing I have to say about the Insurgent is that it has a very strange mid-air flying physics thing going on. This is also true with the Connoisseur. You know, like in a normal car, if you want to do a front flip, back flip or a roll, it's pretty easy, right? Well, try doing that in an Insurgent without it doing this. As far as I know, the Insurgent is the only vehicle with this weird quirk, and while the Connoisseur does seem to have similar quirks, it doesn't seem to be affected as bad as the Insurgent. With this weird mid-air quirk, it makes landing tricky jumps rather tricky. Often at times you just have to hope for the best if you get launched into the air by a modder, or if you get dropped out of the back of a cargo plane. Defense-wise, all three Insurgents have astounding explosive resistance, taking countless rockets and mines to blow up, but can easily be defeated with 2 to 4 direct hits from tank shells. All of the Insurgent variants have a huge weakness to bullet fire on the windows due to them being completely standard glass. On all three Insurgent models, you can be shot from the front, sides and the back. including the civilian Insurgent model, which by the looks of the body you would think that there's no way that anyone could get a shot from the back, but the civilian Insurgent shares the same collision model as the pickup, which has glass on the back, which means that although you can't see where you're shooting on the civilian Insurgent, shooting at the rear side of the vehicle can grant you a kill if you manage to line up a shot to someone's skull. Continuing with protection, for some weird reason the Insurgent's defense against explosive weapons goes simply beyond taking a ton of rockets, as the gunner seems to be completely impervious to missiles, despite being visually wide open to attack. This is true for both versions of the Insurgent pickup, the variations of the pickup custom's armor choices, as well as the Menacer. This is not true, however, for vehicles such as the half-track, where you'll be promptly blown up. This quirk is very strange, but rather effective, making the Insurgent pickup quite the contender if you want to deal with anything that flies around in the air and shoots missiles. Further continuing with the Insurgent's defensive capabilities, the car is extremely tough against physics damage such as crashing into walls, etc. Normally if you land a vehicle on its roof from great enough a height, it will explode instantly. This is however not true with the Insurgent, as well as a lot of other armoured vehicles. Anyways, not only will it not explode upon being dropped on its head, the car's rigidity is also extremely durable. No matter how much you smash this thing to bits with reckless driving, it is very difficult to put even a dent in this thing. That isn't to say it's not possible, it's just hard. In order to see any damage the likes of which you'd see on an ordinary vehicle after crashing it a few times, you need some seriously damaging equipment. Stuff that you can't find during normal gameplay. Like a car blender made out of a bunch of windmills, with the crushing power of rapidly spinning blades of a windmill crushing and churning the car left, right and centre, the Insurgent is still able to operate just fine as a vehicle, as if nothing ever happened, even if the body looks as if it's a clay model made by a 2-year-old. Do take note though that a seriously damaged Insurgent like this will take literally just one bullet before it explodes. It's almost as how damage is handled on the Insurgent isn't really programmed properly, and it's quite the sight to behold. The civilian Insurgent can be used to no-clip inside certain areas of the map. I have some old videos that show off a lot of these glitches if you're bored and want to try them out for yourselves, but the glitch basically involves you blowing the rear door off, parking up in certain spots, then climbing inside the back and using the glitch physics to pass through walls into out-of-bounds areas. There's literally tons of these little glitch spots that you can take a look at. Though do keep in mind that the videos that I made outlining this glitch are pretty old by now, so expect some, if not all, of the glitch spots to be patched out by now. Something interesting that I also have to share is when I was recording and testing that my past knowledge about the Insurgent is true, I found that a lot of the quirks regarding the Insurgent don't carry over into single player if you manage to obtain an Insurgent using glitches or the use of mods such as landing on the roof in an Insurgent, you'll get blown up. Gunners on the Insurgent's turret are once again vulnerable to explosive damage, and the Insurgent's engine is just as vulnerable as every other car when you drive into walls, making it harder to have a mushed up Insurgent like you can get in GTA Online. Alright, so those are a few things I've learned about the Insurgent through using the thing for a very long time in GTA Online. This is the part of the video where I say this video is going to be the first and last in the series, at least by me. What I have in mind for this is to do a sort of collaboration with anyone and everyone who makes videos for the GTA community. I'm kinda looking at you guys. Is there a particular vehicle that you guys consider yourself to be a super expert connoisseur with? Then make a video about it. Upload it, let me know it exists, and I'll put the video in the description here, as well as someone out there putting the videos into a playlist or something for the YouTube algorithm to link together. And we'll have a large-scale collaboration going on. I'd like to see what information people can share about particular vehicles in GTA 5 that you could only really learn from using them for so long. So, yeah. Ta-da!